We all look to see ourselves in shattered funhouse mirrors. It's just a poor picture of what others see much clearer. I have so many friends losing a battle to their mirrors daily, but I'm too afraid to show them clarity. If I could, I'd crack open my heart and let it spill out all the brilliant things I see when they are around, but I'm too afraid. I'm too afraid. Too afraid to set it free because for so long I believed that my honesty is a bit too honest and that gaping wound from rejection hasn't been cleaned. I just want you to believe me. Please, believe me. When I'm with you, I see pure beauty. Those microscopic blemishes and human imperfections are clouding up your lenses. Your past mistakes and the lies you make aren't letting you see straight. Each crack in the mirror is another crack in your heart. And the more you shatter is one step closer to falling apart. Well, you don't need to hold it together, no. No, you don't need to hold it together around me, because we all look to see ourselves in shattered funhouse mirrors. It's just a poor picture of what others see much clearer, and I see you completely. Baby, I see you clearly and completely. Yes, I see all the wonderful things that you can't see because they're hiding past your past and all those lies you hold on to so dearly. If only I could crack open my heart. But I know what would tear you apart to see the beautiful human being I see when you're standing right there in front of me. I don't claim that your heart is pristine. I know there is darkness and sadness, but we all have darkness and sadness flowing through our veins. And I know a man who claimed those sorrows as a victory for anyone who would believe that those sorrows nailed him to a tree, so the mirrors would be destroyed. And we'd all be free, but still we all look to see ourselves in shattered funhouse mirrors. It's just a poor picture of what Christ sees clearer. And they call themselves believers. The ones who mock and kick, making a mockery of those who are sick, but they too were born blind to the truth that they couldn't see, so that we could receive a piece of the broken body, broken for you and me. Yes, the brokenness in our body shines the light of a Savior. So now do you see any clearer the beauty that I see when you're standing right in front of me? Because past your shattered soul, I see a healer making you whole. And past the fragments of your old identity, I see the extravagance of who you were meant to be. I can see beyond the mirrors that you face, and I can see the work of reckless grace. My beloved, we all, strange grounds, we all look to see ourselves in shattered funhouse mirrors. It's just a broken picture of who you are to the Maker. So look past your mirror and see that your past is crucified with the Savior and you've been redeemed. He cracked open his heart to let it spill out and covered all the sin that you carry on about. I just want you to believe me. My friends, please believe me. The broken mirrors won't set you free. Suffering isn't redemption, but forgiveness and your self-loathing will heal your eyes to see who you've been far too blind to be. And welcome home, you said to me. You whispered with your eyes too low to see any light that may be locked inside. Meet with me for coffee and for cigarettes. Listen, I know you don't smoke, but we might as well make the most of the morning before sunlight begins pouring in faster than the coffee being absorbed by our skin. I want to meet with you for coffee, for cigarettes. So be with me, because we all belong to something. Something somewhere within our desires burns fires for our need to be known. Knowing each other, to keep ourselves together, we call our hearts a home. A free space to let our hearts roam. Our thoughts are planted like seeds to grow, associating ourselves so our seeds are sown. After all, we just want our souls to be known. We're just searching for our souls to be known, so meet with me for coffee and for cigarettes. Forget about knowing the unknown, and we may stain our memories with regret. Meet with me for coffee and for cigarettes, so we can remember that we are somebody to a body of believers, believing that we can be more than what society believes is me. This house is a home, strange grounds, that we can belong to. Broken fuming with smoke, but a hope to hold on to. Beautifully fractured, housing caffeinated, sleepless dreamers in our living room. Meet with me for coffee and for cigarettes. This is a place for our minds to associate with the disassociations we all create, a place free for us to relate, because love is our home, where our hearts are cracked open, broken to be made whole. So meet with me for coffee and for cigarettes. Tell me what's on your mind. Even even if we never find the answers to the questions that build up inside. We can sit in silence as the time ticks by, your hand in mine. Remembering this existence is more than existing. It's being a present, is a gift in this house, being unwrapped by words of affirmation that you are not alone. Doubts are welcomed in this home. So meet with me for coffee and cigarettes, just as the night is fleeing from the dawn, just like our fears of being wrong. But our state of being is not a question to be answered, right or wrong. It's a stated fact that you belong here with me, with us. Together we build this house strong. So meet with me for coffee and for cigarettes. And by the way, when I was a kid, I would sit underneath my grandma's birch tree and I'd watch all the leaves fall off the tree with the song in the autumn breeze. And the breeze sang songs. Songs for winter's calling, just so the snow could silence it all. But hey, I've always loved the fall. Do you remember? Those last days before September, eyes wide before they shut tight, never again to be seen by morning's light. But morning is not light. It is with a heavy heart, with grieving lungs and broken bones, that my voice cracks to send a message to a story untold, just like you. God knows how much I think of you. I just hope you get that message too, you know, because the snow cannot silence the truth, and it's almost October. I used to climb that birch tree until my hands would bleed, because in some ways I believe that peeling back the bark on that tree was peeling back the hard layers of my heart, and what a relief it would feel the songs of the autumn breeze until another winter's freeze. Lungs unable to breathe a frostbitten breath, but once bitten and twice shy, never seemed to apply, born to my heart desensitized by beloved broken feelings and hatchet wound lies. They call me a lumberjack. Normally this is the point where I point to my boots and my flannel and my Russian hat, because they call me a lumberjack. They do. They call me a lumberjack, but they don't understand. I will suit my size to fit a lumberman, because I cannot stand to look at myself as a woman. A shattered view of a victim, victimizing her thoughts, taunts her into thinking that she has no right to love or be loved, because they may forget a hatchet labeled rape, but a wooden heart never does. Your breath is fading fast, November. Frost bites harder than memories ever will, but a chill much deeper than birch's roots reached into a deafening silence when I felt my heart's last beat. Suffering's last seductive call comes in the frozen silence of fall, and I fell hard. Baby, I fell so hard I crashed right into you. I didn't even see you there in the room, but buzzed off the blood loss and high off my end, you cracked open my rib cage to make space for a garden, growing promises, promising roots much deeper than death. After December weather springs a life-giving breath, breathing tears like star showers, shining into the night, bearing wonder until morning sighs into daybreak. When new branches break through broken branching, a bridge to new memories to be lived. So let's live this together, my friends. Let's live this together. Wooden hearts cracking open at suffering's call, singing phrases like broken hallelujahs, breaking out of rib cages, caging in the grief, like there's no relief to set you free from your broken bones, breaking apart your wooden heart with the deep hatchet wounds that tear you apart will tear it apart. The start of a suicide note you almost wrote when winter tried to rip out your throat. Do not choke on the lies before swallowing the truth, because we all need a taste of our own medicine. The compliments that compliment every summer dress, but get messed up and misconstrued when the compliments are handed out to you with your backhand, handing hardened glances away from the mirror, fearing her, you, and me, and all the lies hiding in our eyes, but beneath our heavy sighs and battle wounds is a beating heart. Do you hear it? Beating and never falling apart. Your heart is still beating. Even if breathing is hard, you keep breathing, because it's only the start, the story of you and me, reaching further than the forest of birches, scattering memories out on the leaves. And over 2 years younger. Fresh feet walking the mile-high streets. I lit up a cigarette and we talked about what life means. Alcohol-staining shirt sleeves, with mascara bleeding into bourbon-flushed skin. But regardless of who we were back then, we still inspire stories to the masses. Nothing getting past our far-flung dreams that will be engraved on our caskets. You're a bird. And if you're a bird, I'm a bird, or so they heard. When monsoons ensued through the amused streets of Denver, 17th, Colfax, Colorado Boulevard, through late September. Flushing memories through those streets, radiant laughter trickling between our feet. Quick, tell me a story. Anything that will make remembering easier again. I've been forgetting faster than my memories, so I'll bury them deeper with my pens. And you've been a friend, closer than anyone would have guessed, but second-guessing our regrets brought us closer than my fist colliding with the cement when that Jameson hit my bloodstream, and I couldn't see that you were standing right there next to me. Flashback to every flashback that you witnessed, watching me throwing back water and smoking smokestacks of cigarettes, sitting with me in my misery, just listening when I say, do you know what it's like to be ripped apart inside when your heart rips in half, stitches screaming from the seams, and the desires of your heart are cast out like a pipe dream? Thank you for doing life with me. Without empty bottles of Burnett's, long bitter walks in City Park, Wisconsin bars, or empty boxes of cigarettes, I'd fade away with our silhouettes, so let's forget our regrets. I'll light up another cigarette, but let's forget about the Burnett's, because there's got to be a better vice for our heads. Thank you.